The console war isn't just dead, it's been replaced by something far more interesting. It is November 2025, exactly 10 years after the failure of the original Steam machine. Valve has returned to the living room. But they haven't just built a new console, they have engineered a declaration of war against the closed garden ecosystems of Sony and Microsoft. This is the Steam Machine 2025, a 16-centimeter matte black cube that analysts are already calling the Goth GameCube. And while the aesthetics are striking, the silicon inside tells a much more complicated and risky story. Let's tear down the specs, because this is where Valve is taking its biggest gamble. At the heart of this cube sits a semi-custom AMD processor that combines a Zen 4 CPU with RDNA 3 graphics. To put this in perspective, the original Steam Deck, the device that saved handheld gaming, ran on just 8 compute units. This new machine? It packs 28 compute units. That is a raw performance multiplier of nearly 6 times. Valve is targeting 4K at 60 frames per second, relying heavily on FSR upscaling technologies to hit those pixels. But here is the detail that has tech forums on fire: the memory architecture. Unlike the PlayStation 5, which uses a massive pool of unified memory, Valve has opted for a traditional PC split: 16 gigabytes of DDR5 system RAM separate from 8 gigabytes of GDDR6 video memory. In 2025, shipping a 4K console with only 8 gigabytes of VRAM is an aggressive, borderline controversial move. Critics are already arguing that unoptimized textures in next-gen titles like GTA 6 might crush this buffer. However, Valve is betting that their lightweight SteamOS overhead will squeeze more performance out of that hardware than Windows ever could. Physically, the device is a marvel of thermal engineering. It's a dense 2.6 kilogram brick cooled by a single massive 120mm fan that pulls air through the entire chassis. Silent, efficient, and industrial. The I/O is surprisingly old school, HDMI 2.0 instead of 2.1, meaning no native 4K at 120 Hz. But it includes a high-speed USB-C port and Wi-Fi 6E, ensuring it's ready for the future of streaming. And speaking of control, we have to talk about the Steam controller too. Valve has admitted defeat on their old touchpad-first philosophy. The new controller features symmetrical analog sticks positioned at the top, a layout that will feel instantly familiar to Wii U or Steam Deck veterans, while the famous trackpads have been shrunk and moved below the sticks. But the real innovation is invisible: TMR. Tunneling magnetoresistance. These sticks use magnetic sensors that are physically impossible to drift. Combined with GripSense technology that detects when you're holding the controller to activate gyro aiming, this is arguably the most advanced input device ever made. So why does this matter? Why pay an estimated $700 to $1,000 for a PC console when a PS5 Pro is cheaper? Because the Steam machine isn't selling you hardware, it's selling you an exit strategy. When you buy a PlayStation, your games are trapped in Sony's box forever. When you buy a Steam machine, you are buying an open PC. You can upgrade the NVMe storage yourself. You can install Windows, Linux, or even the Epic Game Store. You can stream your entire library to the new Steam Frame VR headset without a single cable. Valve is betting that in 2026, gamers are tired of renting their ecosystems. They're betting that the value of your existing Steam library, thousands of dollars of software you already own, is worth the premium price tag of the hardware. The console generation concept is over. The ecosystem generation has begun. And for the first time in a decade, Valve has the hardware to win it.